Alright guys, what's up? What's up? Good morning and welcome back. Welcome back to another live session. I will say that I'm a little under the weather, so my cold that I usually have 365 days a year is a little bit more worse than usual. And so I'll be muting my mic a lot throughout today's session. So with that being said, just quickly remember our disclaimer. Remember that day trading is risky. Do not use money that you cannot afford to lose. Most traders do lose money, so take it slow. Utilize small share size or practice and improve in a simulator before using real money. Do not blindly copy me. Copy trading does not work. Remember, my results are not typical, and I do not invest for my subscribers. So be careful of fake Relentless trader accounts on all platforms. I will never message you first. And lastly, be careful of fake advertisements as well. People are now stealing the Relentless trading and Team House content and are using it to run ads, which is quite sad. So if you guys are to spot a fake ad, please help us in reporting it. We do appreciate the help. With that being said, I haven't traded pre-market in the last week and a half. And shout out to Apple here. I only had a couple shares, but down at 200 area. But this is nice to see. I haven't been trading pre-market the last like week and a half, 2 weeks. Man, I will say the sleep has been. I've been feeling like a new man here coming in for 9:30. Pre-market, you're up pretty early, 6, 7 a.m. So let's see what's on the scans here today. We got EQ, which is looking fairly good. There's VFF and also ENTO that I noticed as a top 3, I'd say. Let me write that down and post the list. So, I think today's biggest focus is to be green. Last week we had 2 days where, or I think 1 day really, 1 day where, we had the mistake with bigger size and wrong area. And so, this week we want to remember to manage risk to the highest levels. There's no reason for us to be ultra aggressive on a day where it's just slow. We're not connecting. We're not seeing much. Being red on a day means nothing. When you have a successful red day, you're red $100, $200-300, right? It's like a scratch trade. But the days where you're down 1K, 2K, 3, 5, 10K, especially when it could have been prevented, is the key, right? So that when we do get the hotter day, honestly, all we need is like 4 or 5 hot days a month. If you're managing risk extremely well with 4 or 5 hot days a month, that is more than enough to get green on the month nicely, and all the other days you keep at bay. Small green, small red, treading water. So the aim today is to be very disciplined, not have a slip up, trade to the best of our abilities. And if it does happen to be hot, we want to put out some aggression early. That way we can make the most of the opportunity. So EQ, VFF, and ENTO are the top 3. And those are my top 3. By the way, I'm going to make sure that I start up this recording here. If you're now tuning in on YouTube, be sure to hit the thumbs up. Remember our disclaimer. Remember that day trading is risky. I also have a cold here. I think I might have had the flu or something. I don't know. So my voice is a little raspy, as Enzo would say. Here's the... And I'm going to make recaps this week. I'm making recaps this week no matter what. That's another thing, too, that I forgot to mention. I got to stop slacking off. Whenever I don't do a recap like for a week or something, it's like I'm slacking off is what it is. So all. Sometimes you can't help it, man. So EQ, we have 3 minutes to the open. EQ, it looks pretty good. We're at 110. We got 120 for highs. The VWAP is all the way down there to 97. Low of our current pullback is 106. It looks decent. It looks decent. We'll see. Hopefully, we're able to continue up there to 150. And as you guys know, I like to see quick breakouts in short time frames. If we're not seeing that and the stock is just really grinding, if we don't have good entries where we can hold for long, I'm not going to be super interested in the move. I'll just let it go, just watch from the sidelines. I need to see something that is uptrending and giving big breakouts, big moves in short time frames. Let me just check out the daily chart here. EQ, we had highs of 136 a couple days ago. And over that, perhaps room to 151. There's a 2-minute warning. $136. I'll just put this in a different color, that way I don't forget. Yeah, we have like a high point there. High volume day too, going back to the, is that 31st? No, going back to August 1st. Yeah, over that, 150 and then perhaps $2 if it's really strong. VFF pushed up recently, up 36%, 4 million shares of volume. I'll have that one on watch. IMXI, I didn't look at. Let me just see quickly. Doesn't look like much. And then AUUD, which is from last week, I think. Doesn't really look that good. All right, we got 50 seconds. I'm looking to be disciplined, looking to be patient, looking to trade the best stocks and leave all the garbage. If it's not worthy, gotta let it be. All right. Let's have a disciplined day today, guys. And also hit that thumbs up if you're now tuning in. Hit that thumbs up and remember the disclaimer. Day trading is risky. Do not dare think that you can just try and copy trade. It doesn't work. 15 seconds, keeping an eye on EQ. The volume is a little slow to get into it here to start. Waiting on the volume. VFF giving a push. Lows of 27, highs of 45 for VFF. Pre-market highs right around this level here. We're getting some volume on EQ. EQ to 120, not bad. It looks like VFF might sell off here. Yeah, EQ, nice move here. Well, I was waiting for that volume. Right? Not bad once the volume came. VFF selling off though. We'll see if it's able to hold up. Oh my goodness. Wow. That was quick. Okay, I'm going to take a loss there. In at 12, out at 02. Not good. And that was a pretty brutal drop, right? How about BJDX? I could have caught the move to 125, but I looked away to the other stock. And so when the volume came, I missed it. All part of the deal. Opportunity will cost. So BJDX at 50%, 16 million shares of volume. Looks like I forgot to put this one on the list, maybe. It's fighting at the previous high here. If it goes, can we see 25? And EQ, VFF. How about there's another one. I gotta check the sub $1 stock to see if it's moving. Come on, hold up your levels. I'm long here on this one. Tight stops. on BJDX at the VWAP. Can we make a new high over 25? Can we make a new high over 25? It seems like a grinder so far. Do we need to dip again? There's opportunity here, but this doesn't seem like like anything special. There's a couple minutes left in the candlestick. ENTO seems like it had a good push early. The stock at like 50 cents. But since then, it's a little sideways. Yeah, it looks like ENTO is the only one holding up. Holy smokes. What was that? Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's not gonna work. ENTO is moving up. The last breakout was pretty good. That was a quick bounce. Will it continue to hold up at 71, 72, 78 for highs? Jeez, these damn penny stocks. Looks like this is the only one holding up. It's still flagging. It's quite the pullback. We had a pretty decent move on EQ to start, but then that one sold off. EQ. EQ, this one right here. Good green candle here, sold off. BJDX, I sold my position too soon down here to view up. This turned out to be a good red to green. Second time, not so much. That was from 97 area to 216. Second time around, no good. I don't know. Maybe if it gets over view up, it could be interesting again. It could be. But ENTO, if you're not looking at this one right away into the open to like just watch, you're not watching at it right. It was good though. It looks like it was good. So BJDX, we'll see if it's able to hold above 2. That last move there to 80 might have been it for that one because the pullback did not hold up. We'll see if it keeps bouncing, maybe back to 70. Could be good confirmation, but lows of 62, 63 from a high of 80. It's pretty aggressive for cheap stock. I'm watching this consolidation here. Can we continue to hold up the VWAP? We'll see if this one is able to open up eventually. BJDX. Will we be able to open up? Volume is coming in, but will it be enough to push us up there to 25? It is coming down. All these stocks are just. VJDX looks like maybe that's it. I don't know, man. This is looking kind of slow here. Yeah, ENTO. ENTO is moving up again. These stocks, man. These stocks are quite slow here. And as the other one sells off, this one kind of goes right away. So, it's like this game of cat and mouse once again. It's like if you're looking at the other one, then what are the chances you catch this setup here, right? So, the stock is kind of midway. Do we have what it takes to get back to the highs again? Do we have what it takes to get back to the highs again? I lost 200 to start on EQ, buying at 112. I'm in at 112, out at 102 with like 1,800 shares. So that wasn't good. And then BJDX in at 02, out at 95, missing the move to 216, not holding the dip long enough. I don't know what it is with penny stocks, man, but if you're not getting the proper lows, the proper fills, it's like just depths. Hopefully the penny boys are holding it down. Uh-oh. What was that? Or what is going on with these stocks? What was that? Was that 73 down to, or 72 down to 66? Oh man, red $400 on these nonsense stocks, which is a little too. Oh, is there an offering on this one? Let me check. You know, $400 is too much to be down because my size is so small. It's like, how did I even lose 400? I'm gonna check for an offering. I swear, swing trading has been more smooth than some of these day trading stocks. News. Yeah, I'm not seeing any recent news. These are just the questions that I have, though. If I'm looking at the other stock and I come midway, like we're already up here, you know, do we have what it takes to retest the highs and maybe keep going on this consolidation? If we can't retest the highs right here, it's like, do I really even want to get involved? Because ideally, I'd want to be in somewhere on this green candle. And I already missed it showing up late looking at the other one. And this is just tough. If I was to be trying to buy the dip here, I would have gotten destroyed. You know, even VWAP didn't even hold for a second. Bro, this is the slowest I've ever seen it. Like last week was good though. I mean, last week at least, thank God we had something, and then the week before that we had at least 2 days that was pretty good, or 3 days. The key is to not lose big on like slower days. But is here's the question, right? Was there opportunities here so far? The answer is without a doubt yes. And sometimes maybe it comes down to just watching one stock and not even trying to move to the hotter stock. If you're watching ENTO through and through and through, and you're waiting for those better dip areas, you know, you definitely could have gotten something out of a stock like this, especially on this last breakout around 9:45 a.m. You had the opening candle, even EQ at the start of the day had a good green candle. It's curled back up a little too. Could be worth looking at. EQ curled up a little over VWAP. The first candle here into the open was good. but it's definitely not the sustained uptrending momentum we would love to see day in, day out. So last week, the question I had is, are we going to be able to see more continuous uptrending momentum, right? Are we going to see this regularly again? Or was it just for 1 or 2 days? It looks like it was just for 1 or 2 days. So the market was indeed bluffing. A big bluff. I mean, once the momentum is here, we know what to expect. We can make a couple $1,000s every day. But when it's slow, we gotta just be patient. Maybe EQ is the one. Maybe. That's so funny. Like, that is unbelievable. Where did I get out? Man, this is not cool, bro. See what we're dealing with, right? For anybody watching on that's wondering why it's so slow, this is the nonsense we're dealing with. Stock curls up over VWAP, proving some strength, finally breaking over this consolidation and bear flag that we had right here, right where we had highs of 99 cents. We worked hard. The stock came up, broke through this level here, broke over. And now it's giving the first consolidation slash pullback after making a high of 110. We would expect this to hold up, maybe even if it breaks down to like 97 cents, curl back up over time, and then eventually, push up to 115, maybe 120. Instead, it's halted down within 2 seconds of breaking below the consolidation. Man, I am staying patient, but definitely frustrating here to see the market so slow. Right now, the market is a little tough. Now I'm red 469. I think this is a good place to maybe walk away. It's way too much anyways. I wouldn't have wanted to be red more than like 150, 200. 200 is like max loss right now. I lost 200 though in one trade on EQ. In about 2,000 shares at 212 on that dip from 25. I had my chance to sell at 9. It was like a quarter second window and I was slow. And the next level is like, 201. So instead of a 3-4 cent loss, it was a full 10 cents. And that was a small 2,000 shares on a $2 stock is like, like no size at all. Most people who are using size are going to be in 10,000 shares, like their base position with like real size. And then they build from there. 5,000 shares, maybe even. Red to green. Red to green, are you watching? Where's red to green? Red to green, are you in the building today? Red, I'm red 469. With the new broker, things are going well. Although I will say that it might be best for me to use Schwab, I think, for like sub $1 stocks. Although they're still banning accounts though, right? I I mean, I've tried to not use it because I don't want my account to like get sent to the depths. But on a stock like ENTO, I think it might just make sense to just send it. And if they do send my account to the depths, then so be it. But I've been trying to like, I've had a slower year on the platform. So I've tried to use that to help me with the longevity to not get my account kicked. But it might be time to use it for sub $1. I think the other platforms, and by the way, I was supposed to open up my Sage account since last week. I'm gonna use Sage and Guardian. Guardian, I mean, after today, I'm gonna be at a net red in the account. I started off, I lost like 4 or 5,000. Then I made like 8,000 or six. No, I made like 6,000. And then I had the stupid red day last week of 1,500. And that along with today, I'm gonna be like net red like $200 since I started trading Guardian. It's like I'm like sideways. I had the day where like the first day where I was like pretty like on edge with the new hotkeys and stuff. Then I had a day where I took some dips on a halt and I got murdered. Like I got destroyed on that stock. Since then, it's been trader rehab. We've made the money. We've made good money on trader rehab. Then we came out of trader rehab. We lost money. We went back into trader rehab again. We made money, and now we're back out of trader rehab again. And we kind of had some red days, some small red days, but still. So ultimately, since trading in Guardian, we've been sideways in our account, completely sideways. We haven't really made any ground. We haven't really lost any ground. At one point, like my account has 32,000, right? This account that I'm using has 32,000, and I dropped down to like, was it like 26? I'm like, bro, what? Like for a second, I'm like, bro, what's going on? Like, because my other accounts are like big. They're pretty big accounts. So I'm in there. I'm like, bro, am I gonna go under PDT? Like, what's happening to me? I'm like talking to Big Steve. I'm like, Big Steve, am I washed? Is it time for me to retire in the slow market and take the 6-month vacation? And then finally we saw some good momentum. It felt so good just to see stocks going up, right? I was on the stream talking about how I'm falling in love. It's how nice the momentum was. Oh man. Anyhows, um, like days like this, where it's just so slow. If you don't capture those couple of key candlesticks throughout the day, that's it. Much less if you're to get caught in big flushes like this one here. So I've been sideways. Like my count is now at 31. After today, it's gonna be like 31.2 or 31,300. So I'm like 400 off the high. It wasn't quite at 32. It was like a little bit below 32 when I funded it. So yeah, sideways, not good. But as I mentioned earlier today, right? All we need is like 4 or 5 hot days throughout the month, and to be extremely cautious and careful on every other day where it's just like sideways momentum. That way, we're just treading water, and then we utilize those 4, 5, 6 days to really dominate. For the people, though, this is what I will say: for the people who are killing it, even in these slower times, like if you're raking together a couple thousand every day, when it gets hot again, that 1, 2, 3K, whatever you're doing, will turn into like 20K a day. Like, not even joking. For those of us who have like seen great profits before and it's like sideways for us right now, we'll of course see some nice, we'll see some nice gains when it gets hot. So we just have to be patient, but definitely the goal is to always try to make something, even if it's just a couple $100. So anytime we don't do that, it's like, in that aspect, not really great. But beyond that, though, we do always want to make sure we follow the rules. That's what we're really determine if the day is successful or not, is if we follow our rules and not break them and, end up having regrets at the end of the day. So I'm still like in this drawdown of like 10,000. Like I gotta, like I have to update my metrics and see. But it's like I float to the higher side where I'm like not in a drawdown anymore, and then I take some small losses. I'm grateful to not be down like a lot, but any day where you're not like just uptrending at all times. I mean, we've done it for so many years, like on end, of just uptrending and uptrending, up. Even if you take like a bigger red day, then you're back after 2, 3 days. New highs in your P&L, new highs, new highs, new highs. It feels so weird not to be like seeing that at all times because ultimately that's the expectation, right? For anybody who's trading or doing any sort of work, we always want to be trending upwards. And so when you're not, it feels a kind of way. But you also understand the market cycles, the ebb, the flow. I mean, it could be slower for longer too. I mean, we don't really know, right? Like this is what business is, though, right? If we want something that's very linear, I mean, and it depends on how you really look at the perspective. We'd have normal jobs, but even then, there's still risk, right? Even in a normal 9 to 5, you can still get laid off, and like, people working in the medical industry can still be vulnerable to disease and these things, right? There's always some sort of risk. So when it comes to trading, we can make some very awesome money, but there can also be slowdowns, right? Just like if you own a business, like a brick and mortar, you can have really good quarters, and then you can have quarters where there's like a contraction or a loss even, depending. What we haven't, I mean, there's so many things that we haven't really seen either in the last few weeks, few months. Like over the years, there's always been like some sort of current event that leads to stocks going up. Like whatever's happening in the economy, it usually trickles down, and there's always been a catalyst. Going back to crypto and when, blockchain became a thing. I mean, we've had so many, right? Like even, like cannabis stocks that came for a few weeks. Like there was different waves of momentum. We had meme stocks. Um we've had shipping companies. We've had badge cam companies. We've had so many different like stocks that came. Even AI companies as of recent in this year and like towards the end of last year. We've had so many different cycles of different things that came in and brought momentum. Versus right now, we're still seeing stocks up, like, EQ, for example, and more so a bit of a pre-market move, but we're still up 100% on this one. Granted, the move wasn't during the open, but the ones that are coming during the open are not really feeling the same, right? I believe BJDX was up 50% at one point. But I mean, like, look at this nonsense. This is like just sideways. Did Mighty blow up his account? Is that what somebody's asking? The name of the platform that I'm on is called Guardian Trading, right? And also, when it comes to commissions, it depends on your quantity of shares traded. And this is something that you can actually negotiate with the team over there, right? Depending on how many shares you're going to trade. I can post a link for you guys for those people who might want to check it out. I'll post the link in a sec. But depending on how many shares you trade, you can negotiate like a lower commission. Typically, like the more you trade, you kind of have to see, right? It really varies. It depends. Let me grab that link, and actually, I think I might have to go to widescreen. Yeah, I'll be back. I'll be back in like 10 seconds. Hold up. Widescreen, or I can go on the disclaimer screen, actually. The disclaimer. Actually, I'm trying to figure out how I have the link, but I have to kind of like send it to myself. By the way, don't forget our disclaimer, right? Which is that day trading is risky. Most traders lose money. They say 9 out of 10 traders lose money. If you're somebody who's now tuning in here for the first time, they say 9 out of 10 traders lose money. So, utilize a simulator. That's where you can use paper money to trade the real live market. The drawback that they claim, and I'm saying they, as in people claim that you don't have quite the emotional attachment when you're in the simulator. However, it's still a good place to practice. And if you do use a small account first, you can then carry those emotions with you in the simulator and gain some full live practice. Let's see. I'm almost done. Okay, there we go. And boom. Okay. All right. I'm also going to open up an account with Sage because I believe at this point, if Charles Schwab can ban an account, anybody can probably ban an account, right? So I think it's best to just have multiple platforms that you're very familiar with, that you're used to, that you have, the customer service, you can talk to them. This way, you don't have to ever worry about like being out of trade. Because if you have one account, your account gets banned. Before you know it, you can be out of trading for weeks. And I have to also remember that I have E-Trade as well. I could also use E-Trade at any time if I need to. But here's the link. If anybody is looking at Guardian, you can check it out. The fills are what you can expect for a platform that's direct routing, right? It's way faster than like Schwab, but what Schwab had going for them 2 years ago, and this is like 2 years ago, they had price improvement. Price improvement left, trust me. Trust me when I say this from my heart. Price improvement left. Actually, no. It came back a little bit. It came back a little bit in like October last year. I think like October, November. But even before that, like we weren't really seeing it. But we did see a little bit of it in October, November. But other than that, like it was gone since like midpoint 2023. I'd say came back towards the end of that year, or towards the end of 2024. Jeez, my math is off so much with the time. Early 2024, yeah. So yeah. Anyhow, Schwab had price improvement, but the point I'm trying to make is that the price improvement was gone for a very long time. So the key with direct access routing is that you can be in, and you can be in at the speed of light, literally. At the speed of light. So whenever you guys see me doing well on those hotter days, is because stocks are holding up. They're moving in a linear manner, and we can be in quickly. And it also gives us the ability to utilize intuitive hotkeys. So when it comes to like scaling in, scaling out, things like that, it's all very good. BMNR. $60 stock. BMNR getting called out here in the chat. Yeah, so multiple brokers I think makes sense. And by the way, they're still banning accounts. People think that they've stopped. They haven't stopped. They're still banning accounts. So if you're at Schwab and you're a very aggressive trader, if I would say if you probably made over like 100,000, they're probably gonna get you. It's crazy to say, but you gotta just leave your account to catch some dust, and then once it really eases off, then that'll be the time. But as I was saying earlier today, I think I might just send it. And then if they get me, bro, that's it. Because I still feel like I could have done something on a stock like ENTO. The fees at Guardian on sub $1. I guess at any direct access routing platform is a little higher. I made good money on, I forgot what that penny stock was. Like I paid fees, but I made so much that like the fees didn't matter. That's the day where I had 15,000 shares, like 96, and I was trying to sell at 107 into a halt, and my position didn't get filled because my order was too big. And like that day, I think I made at least like 1,000 on that penny stock. I had like a couple $100 in fees, but I think I made more than I made good money that day because we had another stock that also moved. I think that day we were up like 2K. So it's like if you pay 200 in fees, it's like whatever. One scratch trade off the top. Even at like at 0.0005, 0.0008, all depending on like the numbers, it's not too bad. The key though is like the shares, the total shares, right? If you're somebody who's trading like millions of shares, then your rates probably will be lower depending on if you can negotiate with the platforms, right? If you're probably trading less, then it's not really gonna matter because your total shares is low anyways. It depends though. It depends, right? Some people are looking for just 10 good trades a day or one good trade a day, whilst others might take 100 trades or 200. Like for me, I don't go over 150 ever. I'm like around like 80 trades, 60 trades, and then 100 trades. But if you're going like 500 trades, then you kind of have to see how the numbers look. Oh man, day trading. Let me check the chat here. How did the chat room do for those of people who are just trading the first hour or two? Is this today or is this yesterday? What's today? Today's the 11th. Gotta scroll down a bit. Let's see. And I would have thought the Penny Boys would have did a little bit better today with that move. We haven't had a lot of people posted yet, so a lot of people are probably still trading. Zay, red 200, keeping it tight. Blue collar Phil, I think small green. Colin, down 394. Daniel, 611. No. Dominic, 611. Daniel, 435. Alice, 230. Oren, 394. Grandpa John hasn't seen a red day in like a month and a half. Goodness. That's impressive. Extremely impressive. How about those of you on the YouTube stream, right? I can put up a poll. How did you guys do today? 1 minute trader. Also, 1 minute trader, man. You seem to be really consistent. Way to go. 8 green trades today. And Nvidia, BJDX, and others. 8 and 0 for a 1 minute trader, getting it done. Locking in a nice day. H1 Media, man, the 10K day. Bro, I haven't seen a 10K day in so long, but the 10K day is coming. Oren, I'm down 460. Here, let me pull down the P&L. I started off the day with a $200 loss on EQ. I can leave this right here for now. I started off the day with a $200 loss on EQ in at 212 out of 2. And then we had some chop. BJDX, we did see a good setup at 97 entry, 90 or $2 entry, looking for 216. However, we sold early. If I want to touch this thing, man, do I even want to touch this stock? Yeah, Mighty's channel is in the depths. Mighty's channel is in the depths. I'm not gonna talk about that for too much, but what I will say is that I think it's a little unfair, being that, you know, Marcelo is a very great trader, as you guys know, and he's also pretty transparent, right? Besides myself, Marcelo is the most transparent trader that there is, right? And when it comes to freedom of speech, when it comes to YouTube, when it comes to information being shared in general, I think transparency is key, right? We want to show people exactly what's going on. And Marcelo is a trader that made over $2 million, or if not close to it, right? So for the fact that somebody's channel can get banned, who's like a real transparent trader, is kind of crazy to me. The Mighty woke up one day and it said, "Hey, your channel has gone to the depths. You promoted get rich quick to the people, but the Mighty did no such thing." But I mean, at the end of the day, like, I mean, these are things that I've been told for years. Like your platforms can get deleted at any time. Like whether it's my Instagram page, like I thought my Instagram page was gonna get deleted too, right? That's like my biggest platform actually. I thought it was gonna get deleted because there were so many fake accounts, right? And certain things you can't control. Like we'll try our best every day, like to work on these things and like remove fake accounts and this and the next. And like people are just still doing it, still doing it, still doing it. So if they just say, "Hey, delete this person's whole thing," it's just part of the deal, you know. So some people, what they try to do, they try to create their own platforms, but doing that can be more difficult because the masses are using platforms like YouTube and Facebook and so forth. So if you create your own social media platform to upload, your reach is going to be pretty limited, right? To who you can advertise to. But it's not that unheard of for your platform to be deleted because you're using someone else's platform and not your own, right? This is a controversial person, but I'll mention a name like someone like Andrew Tate. I mean, you can be removed from any platform if you say certain things. It's still censored, and if you're too good at something and people don't like it, you can be removed for that too, right? I mean, look at the people whose accounts have been banned, and that's not even a social media platform. It's a strange world we live in, right? I mean, I don't know. Like, I'd have to go and watch. I haven't done this, but I have to go and watch the videos that he that they claimed he like did something in, right? Whether it's like his whole channel or just a couple of videos, I don't know. But let's say it's like 10 videos. They say, "Hey, Mighty, in these 10 videos, you did something you weren't supposed to." Like, I'd have to go watch those 10 videos to see. Like, but yet again, it's like, it's like, I mean, I'd be wasting my time though if I do that, because like, what could this guy be saying, right? I bought the pullback and the pullback went up, or I bought the pullback and it was a losing trade. Like, what really is there to be said? In terms of like what we do in the recap I'm going to make today, I'm going to talk about the trade I lost to start the day, the $200, and then the trade where I sold too soon in the dip. I mean, if the channel gets banned for that, then there's nothing you can do. Upwards and onwards. Upwards and onwards. Base hits instead of 1K. But then I don't even know if that's a thing, because like saying base hits versus saying, "Hey, I'm up 1K," I'm up one base hit. I don't know. I mean, there's other YouTuber like let's say Ross, for example, right? Ross will post up 100K on a day. So is it saying up 1K or 10K? Like that shouldn't be an issue, because then everyone's channel would be banned. Seeing a bigger pullback on this one here again. This is how you could end up having people ask, what are the rules? Because if there are other channels doing it, right, and other channels are fine, then what makes you so special, right? It starts to look kind of weird. I don't know. I'm reading from John here. He comes off as arrogant. I mean, I don't know. I don't get that, but you know what people perceive of you from what you're putting off is kind of tough at times because different people can pick up different things. Let me pop this out because it's hard to see. There we go. Clickbaiting. Clickbaiting. Clickbaiting, you know, every YouTuber does a little bit of clickbaiting. Where's the person that wanted to hear Mighty's voice? There was someone every day asking to hear Mighty. And also, Kitty, is that you? Where's Kitty, man? There's some people who've just disappeared like over the last couple of months. I can actually get him on the channel right now. I could probably get him on the channel and do like a split screen via via Discord. The Mighty's probably making breakfast right now though. Yeah. Marcelo could also go live on my channel at any time. In fact, it's so much so that he can override my live stream. The way how the settings in YouTube work, like he can actually override my live stream and actually go live. It kicks me off the channel. It happened once by accident, but it is something that that the Mighty can do. Oh, the Mighty trades live in the YouTube in the Discord in the chat room. You guys can check. By the way, you guys can feel free to check out our chat room at any time. I can post a link for the chat room. We did do a 2-week trial. We might open up the 2-week trial again at some point. We had, I think, 45 people checked out the 2-week trial. No limit. Let me call him. Let me call the Mighty. Here's the link for the chat room for anybody who might Be interested? The chat room is where it goes down before the live stream, during the live stream, and after the live stream. Let me know. Let me know if you guys also want to hear from anyone else. I can call any of the Team House members. You guys want to also hear from Crispy, Save, any of the other guys?
Yo. We need depths. Oh. Hello. Okay. I think it might be here. Hold on, let me connect my headset.
Hold on, guys. We're setting it up. Give me like 1 minute. I know my mic is muted.
Setting it up. We are setting it up, brother. Say something. Yo. Bro, BJDX. Hold on. I need to get green. Time to get green, brother. Okay.
Can you guys hear him?
Yo, hello. Okay. How do I fix this echo? I think it's coming through from your mic though. Yeah, because I think we got WhatsApp and Discord going on. Yeah. All right, I'll turn that off. Right.
Check. Can you guys hear the mighty? Okay, that looks good. Yeah, after BJDX stops moving, the mighty will give you guys a quick chat. We can also get Tim in here too. I don't think I'll touch this stock, but I'll watch on and cheer from the sidelines for the people still trading.
Oh, this is good. We gotta trade this.
Yeah, once we're done trading, I'll call Tim too. Can we hold the dip one more time? All right, can we push through? Can we push through? Bro, it's not even letting me. What is? Oh, okay, I see. About to say.
Oh, fucker. God.
The profanity is why the mighty got banned.
I'm live already?
Is it back up? Yeah, I'm live. I'm live. They can hear you on the stream, brother. Also, it looks like your chat room screen went off, by the way.
All right. If I am live, I guess I can tell him the story already. So what's up, guys? It's been a while.
Do you want to share your face?
How? We won't be able to set that up.
No. I think if you put on your camera in a chat, I just pull it over to like my YouTube display. Well, it's up to
Okay,
you
let
though.
me do
It's
that.
up to you.
Yeah, right. Yeah, let's do it.
Jody Mills. Jody Mills is your biggest fan here on the channel. It looks like.
Yeah, 100% guarantee he's a guy.
I know. It's Kitty.
Yeah, it is Kitty.
Our jokes. Okay, you guys can see the mighty in very small fashion here. Let me see if I can put
Hey,
it.
see me?
Hold on, I'm gonna fix it up. They'll be able to see. Yeah. And okay. Boom. There we go. All right, you're live. You're loud and clear.
What's going on, traders? It's Mighty reporting from the depths. So a lot of people have been reaching out to me asking me what the hell happened with my YouTube channel. And long story short, I got permanently banned because apparently I'm a scammer and I'm also harmful to the community because I was spreading lies. That's
Allegedly.
it, right? And then after everything got deleted from one day to another, I got a 800 character box for me to defend myself. Not 800 words, 800 characters, like 200 words. Within 200 words, I had to explain myself why I think I was wrongfully banned and wrongfully terminated. So obviously it sucks. BJDX is coming up again. This is, hold on. BJDX, new highs. This is something I worked on for the last like 3 or 4 years every day. And for it to be gone in a split second, it's awful. But the good news is that Merciless Markets continues to live through RT's channel. And if you're part of the chat room, part of the community, you'll still be able to see me here. And for example, this is the stream that I share with students every day. But other than that, yeah, my channel's in the depths. I'll come back eventually, but for now, I'm taking some time off, given that, might as well. It seems to me like the recipe to not get banned is to actually be a scammer. To paper trade, to sell golden indicators, to convince you that you're gonna get rich quick. If you do all that, your YouTube channel is fine. But if you're transparent like me or RT, you know, you get the hammer. So pretty backwards, but it is what it is.
The mighty.
BJDX, they're watching this, man. Today sucks, by the way. So every trade I'm taking is small size.
I'm gonna call Tim in here too. Tim.
Maybe we can make a thumbnail for this stream and be like, where did Mighty Stocks go or something.
Yeah, I thought I'd bring you on just to give them the proper update straight from you, because with the game of telephone, sometimes I'm not really conveying the message properly.
Good stuff, bro.
Let me see if they're asking any questions here. Thanks for sharing. Let's see. Tim might have left already, I think. Honestly, nothing really looks great in my opinion, so I'm still on the sidelines. Oh, do you want to talk a little bit about the new platform you're checking out? Got right
What
now,
platform I think?
right
Huh?
right now, a lot of the team house members and traders in general are checking out new platforms, including the mighty myself, because
Oh,
it's never
like
too
broker.
safe, yeah, to have new platforms in case accounts are chopped.
Yeah, I've been trading on different brokers, direct access brokers. And so far so good. They seem to be way faster than Schwab. Bro, EQ reclaiming BWAP. EQ, you piece of crap.
Ah, man. The days where you can just, before you even wake up, you just know you're going to be green thousands in 1 hour. And now seeing this nonsense, is this even the same market? BJDX is at 25 again.
BJDX again, man. What a crapper. He needs to break out of this wedge.
Oh, my mic is muted. I'm sorry. I'm gonna create a poll, and should the mighty go live on Twitch? I'll post his links here.
No way, I just missed that.
Mighty, when is the next team house, bro? The amount of times I gotta step off screen to just blow my nose. Mighty, can you hear me? Looks like he might be dialed in.
Yeah, what's up?
I'm saying, when's the next team house?
The next thing house, I don't know, soon. The next team house is when we have our next 10K day.
Sounds like tomorrow to me.
Yes, sir. 17.
H1 Media has been asking for a 10K day for the last week, so the time is coming. New subscriber. Nusi, what's up? Welcome to the best day trading channel in the world. Don't worry, Tim. I'm gonna fix that right now. Hold up. I'm just gonna make you an admin for the time being. He's fighting for his life. Fighting for his life. The truth is that a stock like BJDX is not the typical stock that we're used to, going up and going to 250, break of three, halting up, pulling back again, making a new high. It's a kind of stock where it's more so in a range, and if you can get the bottom of the range for the move back up 10 cents, then there's an opportunity. But other than that, it's kind of depsy. We're not really uptrending and making new highs.
Yeah, I agree. I like EQ holding view up. But yeah, today was a horrible day. I mean, it was a great day to be a short seller, I think. We are in the dumpers.
80% of people said you should stream on Twitch. 80%.
You know what I want to do? I want to do a reaction channel and react to all the scammers and call everybody out.
You're choosing violence and war. I mean, I guess you just have to ask yourself, if you want to put out that type of aggression. I mean, I wouldn't object to it. It could make sense if you're looking at it in an angle to like protect people. But you'll also like need to do research and have like full proof. All right, Tim, can you hear us?
You hear us? Yes, sir. What up? What up?
What's up, bro? The people on YouTube was begging on their knees to have Big Tim in here for an update to
Oh man, that's
see what's
good.
going on.
Well, it's been tough out here, as most of everybody knows. But it's really just getting used to new platforms and kind of really I'm doing the same mistakes that I was doing even before I got banned. Now it's just with less speed on my executions, it's a little bit less room for error. So still trying to not sell at the lows, as most of you know, I have a bad habit of doing. Um, really selling into the stalls. So like, well, I'll get a good dip and I'll sell it into the stall out thinking we're gonna flush lower when in reality, those are my best, risk to reward trades because I am a dip trader and that's where I make most of my money. So definitely messed up today on these stocks, but they are cheaper. So you got the penny stock fees coming in, but trying not to trade as actively, which we have had this penny kind of theme the last couple days. So once that gets back to where we're trading, my bread and butter is like $2 to $5 range. I think we'll be good. And I'm opening up a Guardian account as well, so gonna be doing that. They've got a little thing we've been talking to in the back burner, trying to get a little fee structure worked out. So gonna take a little bit on that though. They're trying to test out how the flow is gonna be with a couple people potentially, and then we'll see from there. So basically nothing on Guardian for a while, but I'm gonna have like slowly start kind of testing here and there. Um, but yeah, it's been tough, but it's been okay. I'm not in a big drawdown. Thankfully, just read 5K or so. Um, actually less, I guess, from last week.
Nice.
But yeah, not bad.
And you've been using Trade Zero?
Yeah, Trade Zero, but I kind of stopped using them as much, and I've been using Sage a little bit more. Holy cow! Okay, I got some of that dip. Nice on EQ. Holy, I think I pressed my wrong hotkey though. I only took 3,000 shares when I meant to take 10. Rip. Rip. But yeah, that's really what I'm looking for. These big washouts kind of have been pretty solid for me. Taking small size, and then when it comes down to potentially retest, kind of adding on to that. But don't get me wrong, I'm not making near what I was, so we're struggling. That's a crazy trap right there on
Yeah,
EQ.
I think it's gonna take some time for everyone to get like used to everything. I remember my first day using like the new hotkeys. I was on edge, man, and I haven't been on edge in like 5 years since like I first started trading. It just took some getting
Absolutely.
used to. But what I realized though, so since using Guardian, I've had a 4K day, a 2K day, and another day where on realized I was up 3K. And
Nice.
the biggest thing I've recognized is that when stocks are holding up and are uptrending, that's where it just seems like everything is just natural, linear, clean. The pullbacks, instead of like selling all the way off below the lows, they're holding up like midway or so, and then we're making new highs. And so, like on those days, the gains are just there in my face. And every other day where it's just like sideways or slow, for me, it's a matter of just trying to not be down, too much. Like, hey, tread water, small green, small red, and just have those couple of key hotter days make the month. And
Yeah,
and,
no,
and
I totally
honestly,
agree. And
yeah,
yeah,
I was gonna say honestly, even on Schwab, that's how it's been. Like, just keep the red days tight on days where it's like not good, and just capitalize on the green days.
that's the key, man. I've been starting to go smaller size until I get a cushion on some of these stocks, which is good and bad. I just been buying these knives a little bit too aggressively once it looks like it's kind of topping out. So really, I need to just look at the charts a little bit more, a little bit less level two. But yeah, bro, on Friday I did exactly that. Overtraded down like 2,200 when there's no reason to be down 2K when Friday was like the slowest day I can remember in a while.
Yeah.
Tough. We'll get there though. Here in by the end of August, I'll be with whatever platform I feel like I'm really gonna be feeling good. Plus, I'm doing a little shorts here or there. When I see like a crazy algo spike, most of the time it seems like those are like backside indicators. So EQ, ENTO, both of them, big algo spike, and then from there just kind of fades off. But the fees on the pennies trying to short, not good. So trying to do a little more higher price shorting, but still testing out. Not a lot of shares, 100 to 1,000.
Yeah, fees are crazy, like on sub $1. Above it's not so bad, but like it's not bad at all. But below one, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm. BJDX has been a real weird one today. I haven't really traded it, but seems like the lows are
Got
what
caught on
just
that
broke.
fleshy flusher. I think I'm leaving, fellas. Brutal
Don't
day.
blame you. Don't blame you one bit. Tough day. Tough day.
The mighty is out like South. But yeah, Tim, we do appreciate you coming in, man. I just had some people on a YouTube stream asking about you. Just wanting to hear the
Yeah, man.
words.
I'm happy to pull up and talk stocks, man. That's what we do. It's been tough, but I think nice challenges get you out of your comfort zone. We're gonna be, better traders over the long term. So short-term pain for long-term gain. And then it won't matter. You can pretty much ban me off of any broker. I'll be able to short on this one, long on this one, doesn't matter.
Yeah, and I've been doing my own research. Like, uh, I think a lot of the issues that we had, like as a group, like in general, like people with small caps, I think the issues is how orders are routed with Schwab. So it makes sense like why they would ban people's accounts, I think, you know, because
Yeah. Oh no, it makes sense.
if you're like looking into the back end of how orders are routed, but you know, I mean, it depends though. Like other platforms where you can like choose. I mean, even Schwab, you can kind of choose a little bit. They got the smart routing, which most people kind of just went with the smart routing. But you can like choose your routes and like have things go in different places. You know, so there's a lot of things that go into it. But like you said, learning and the bottom line is learning new platforms and putting yourself out your comfort zone, learning new tools. You can then go anywhere and like just still make money. That's the key.
Yep. And the people that survive the transition are only going to be better off. So
Mighty said, our next 10K day is the green light for the next team house. What do you think?
yeah, I'm right there with you. If I can just put together a decent, multi 5 fig month here, which I think is definitely doable. Um, Man, I'll be right back into full confidence. Time to swing.
Time to swing. Yeah, the green
Because
days
there's
I've
definitely
had,
opportunities
man.
still.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
And like you're saying with Guardian, I mean, with the tighter spreads, you can still actively trade them. Fees aren't like terrible. Commissions over $1 are definitely doable on TZ, Sage, really any of them because you don't need to churn that much volume to make a decent chunk on those.
Yeah, that's right. All right, for those of you on YouTube, we're gonna shut it down. Thanks for watching on and listening in. You can always feel free to join the chat room at any point. I'll post the link here for you guys. And other than that, Big Tim and the rest of the team here, we're gonna be signing out.
Yes, sir. Good luck, everybody, and take care.
All right, guys, take care. Have a good one.
I'm gonna shut it down here. I think EQ has one more swipe potential, but after that, I'm heading out.
All right, guys, there's the link for the chat room. Oh, that didn't work. Hold up, let me try it again. There we go. There it is. All right, catch you guys later. Stay safe, stay green.